What's going on? Jason Sorrell, egodiabolus. This is the Dark Fool, obviously, and I wanted to make a video in response to yours regarding structure within Satanism. And right off the bat, I wanted to address, like you addressed me and you said, well, whatever it is the Dark Fool is doing, and you weren't really sure what that was. Truth is, I just want to get this out of the way that I'm not really manifesting much at the moment. I have full intentions of doing so, music projects, possibly a book on the way. I've got some major forces working against me in my life right now, so that are kind of hindering my manifestation process. And that's kind of what I wanted to get to in this video is you mentioned the coordinating efforts and what is the common goal, kind of putting the cart before the horse. And what I see that is on Venger's mind and a little bit on my mind, although I'm on the fence with this a lot. I've already gone about this with Jason King and other videos regarding satanic organizations, and this, follows suit in a way. Um, but yeah, as far as putting the cart before the horse and saying we need to organize and we need to unify and we need to have structure and all that stuff, and you're saying, well, what are the common goals? Um, the common goal that I see that Venger sees and that I see to an extent is the opposition force, which is inevitable to Satanism and the left-hand path. And some people see the left-hand path as declining. I, on the other hand, disagree, and I think many would agree with me on this one, that it's actually on the rise. I mean, Jason King's books, Satanic International's website is just launching, really taken off. Um, the Cult of Cthulhu, the Ooze has had tremendous success. Great episodes, which is like spawning these kind of videos. I see the left-hand path being recognized, and with that, it's going to come the opposing forces from, fundamentalist Christians, Islamics, people of the right-hand path, etc. And just, speaking from experience, I know that those forces can be pretty oppressive. So I could see where people would rally against it. And that's, in fact, one of my first instincts was to prepare myself for when an attack, be it physical, be it on the internet, what have you, is going to come. I see that as one of the common goals that Venger sees. However, like I said, I'm on the fence with it. Um, I see that this is a natural process and that things, if they are correct, they will eventually come into play. I'm going to bring a very different and interesting parallel. In the past, Greco-Roman times, they had a plumbing system, and then during the Dark Ages, plumbing was like not used. I mean, the people were throwing their waste out on the streets and stuff, and then here we are today. Plumbing has we can't live without it. It's integrated into every house and every structure. So when an idea is very valid, it will come back into play, even if it goes on a hiatus period. I mean, I understand that. If it's something that is natural, and if it is something that is, valid, it will come back into play regardless of the opposing force, the powers that be. Um, let's see here. Yeah, you also mentioned that um, you echoed what Jason King said in that episode of The Ooze, where he said that once you have decided to follow your own path, and once you have decided for yourself that you will, based on your observations, then you are a Satanist, and you, not so much Satanist, excuse me, an adult. I agree with that full-heartedly, totally agree with that, and it's refreshing to see other adults and other like-minded individuals. But at the same time, you got to remember that we are a room full of adults in a world filled with children. And this is coming from experience, somebody who has worked with adults during the holiday seasons, in a toy store. The kids were fine when their toys were not there, but the adults reacted much, much worse. I mean, adults can be so ridiculous at times. Um, yeah, that's all I have to say for the moment. That, like I said, I see the immediate goals as being a unification against these opposition forces. However, we're still at the stage in the left-hand path development, or redevelopment, I should say, that we don't really have to worry so much because it's taking off, but it's not at that point yet. The other thing, too, is that I want to bring up that old saying that you maybe seen this on bumper stickers, like freedom is not free. Well, we are in an environment where we are able to manifest, we are able to create, and we won't have like repercussions and that sort of thing for our actions. It's kind of protected under certain laws, but there is that opposition force that will work against those laws and try to take those freedoms away from you, and that's where I see Venger's point of view as being vigilant and just getting ready and getting prepared to, fight for what is yours. And that's all I have to say for the moment.